chased road, and as the sheep that no man taketh up, that every man turn to his own people and flee everyone into his own land. And that means all y'all motherfuckers that claim you got black friends, and if you're not a Native American, Latino, or you are black, all y'all motherfuckers and all your crackers and all that claim you got black friends, fuck that. And that day, when the stock market finally crashed and all this stuff comes to be, all of y'all gonna run to your own people.
Read that one more time so it can be clear.
This is Isaiah 13 and 14. And it shall be as the chase road, and as a sheep that no man taketh up, there shall every man turn to his own people.
And shall every man turn to his own people.
It ain't gonna be no more, I'm friends with a so-called white person. It ain't gonna be no more, I got Arab friends or I got black friends. Everybody is gonna run back to their own people. And guess what? If you're not on this side, you ain't gonna make it. You're not gonna make it if you ain't on this side.
That's your ass. And I feel sorry for ya.
Hey, I don't.
You
don't feel sorry.
Hey,
because
that's what y'all gonna get right here. The majority of y'all, that's it. Thermonuclear fire.
That's it. That's what's gonna happen to America, and that's gonna happen to the majority of you people. The vast majority. And that's gonna be, that's positive.
That's negative for y'all.
It's positive for us.
But we love it.
You so-called white people and you other nations.
Are you white?
Are you a so-called white
This is
lady?
a question. Are you white?
I'm not, and I love it.
What is your father?
What is my father?
Because there's really no such thing as mixed.
Why you keep repeating the same
Keep the
question?
camera off. Anyway.
It don't matter what you want. What's your father's nationality?
No matter what anybody
She's
says.
white.
Yeah, she's a Edomite.
She's a Edomite.
Yeah, man. Because if you was on this side, you would automatically, you would have comfort.
So we on that side.
Right, right.
He said, all right. Hey, my man.
Because if you on this side, then you automatically know that that
so-called. Well, I don't understand
so-called.
the difference.
This is what they call us today.
Right.
Like we call y'all so-called white people.
This is our nationality.
But y'all are not really white.
If I'm on the
Say you're
so-called,
descendant of the 12 tribes.
Exactly. No, we're not.
How everybody is descended from that?
Right. How
So
does
wait. So somebody in your bloodline is a black man?
Right.
No. Is somebody in your bloodline a Native American or Latino?
yeah, Native American.
Is it on your father's side?
Yeah.
Then you ain't got shit to worry. Well, no, you do.
Yeah, you still got something to worry about.
Because your ass ain't
in
right.
the long run, you don't got nothing to worry about in the long run.
Yeah. When
But if you're a so-called white person, you do. If you're a so-called Arab, you do. If you're a so-called African, you do.
what is your father's nationality?
So
No,
They
it's
don't
not.
want to answer that
Okay,
shit.
wait. Let me ask you a question.
Hey, mermaid.
We not angry that this gonna happen. We happy. We are happy. Okay, the question is, during slavery,
Hey, they going in
was that
slavery
wrong?
too, son.
Was it wrong for what so-called white people did to the so-called Negroes in slavery? We're not Africans. We're not African.
We're not African. Africans sold Israelites into slavery.
Right, that's
And
right.
really, they're not Africans, they're Hamites.
Yeah.
Because the way in Africa came from a man by
Hey,
Leo
you got a black
Africana.
dog and you got a black cat. Just because they both black don't mean they are the same animal. Okay?
Wait, let me ask you a question. Do you know anything about the Bible? Okay, do you know who Ham is?
They are nice lady.
Okay, let me read this. Let me read this to you out of the Zondervan Bible Dictionary.
No, they're not mean. Hey,
We're not mean at all.
Shem, and then
Yeah, exactly.
Barbaric.
So let me read this for you. Let me read this for you. I mean, you are a man. I mean, okay, this is Ham. This is the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. This was put together by white scholars now, okay?
Right, read it. Go ahead, read it.
Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. Ham, Shem, Japheth, Noah, and therefore wives. He became the progenitor of the dark races. Now, are not the Negroes a dark race?
I suppose.
Okay. I mean, if you look at our skin color, we're dark, right?
Well, yeah.
Look at this. Not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. Those are the four progenitors of the so-called African nation. So I ask you a question.
Yeah, it came out of that region at that time. Yeah.
Right. So if they were conscionable enough, this was the so-called white scholars, right? They were conscionable enough to say not the Negroes, which that's what they called us when they brought us to the Americas.
True.
So why would they say we're not a dark race if we just? I mean, you see an African from Africa, they look at us. They look like us, right?
Right. True.
So.
Right.
Right. Hebrews of West Africa.
Right.
That's where
Egypt
we
was. And,
This is where. Right. Okay, hold on, brother. You're not with us, so let us explain it. You don't.
Right here.
Right.
We teach.
So, this is what happened after the one as Christ died. We fled into the interiors of Africa. Our people mainly ended up in the western.
Hey, look at the word dice.
Right.
The rest of them, yes, they are Hamites. They from the line of Ham, which was Ethiopia, Egyptian, Libyans, Canaanites. Those were the children of Ham. They said not the Negroes because those scholars knew the so-called Negroes, the Negro tribes, Negroes, West Indians, or Benjamin, or Jamaicans, what they call and Haitians. They knew that we were not the same people as the Hamites.
Correct.
And that's when we got sold into slavery with the Hamites help and the Arabs help.
Degradation.
And we were mainly in this region. That's why they say black people sold black people into slavery. Because the Hamites look like us.
Correct.
But of course they knew the difference.
Right.
So-called white people, most of them don't know the difference.
Right.
The Arabs helped them by building the ships, and the Hamites, was catching us.
Lord got us on our job right now. Okay.
That's what happened. We're not from the line of Ham, and they know that. It's the same way right now when they come over here. Even you would probably be able to tell an African from a Negro in America.
Very
Exactly. We don't look like them. So, that was just some educational for
Nice
you.
to meet you.
Yeah, that's fine. So, I mean, hey, people say we hateful and all that, but we actually educating y'all on what really happened. We educating y'all on history. So
They over there running and telling.
they run tell that.
Stop it just like, hey,
And all we doing is bringing out the truth as far as history goes. We're bringing out the truth of the Bible. What are y'all that afraid of the truth? I mean, shit. But hey, I have to give it to him. That guy was actually a man, because he didn't let them just pull him away like that.
Actually, that's
Why ain't it more Jakes that do that?
Oh no.
I don't know. He might be a Jake, but hey,
They put their hands in their pockets and they'll stroll on.
hell yeah.
I don't want to
If
hear that.
they bitch tell them, come on, they ain't gonna jerk away from their bitch. They just gonna walk. That was very, very manly of him. Shit. He might just, if he a Jake, then he okay. But if he not, then he might just be a good slave.
Hey, he might be that ultimate house nigga.
Right.
No, that's a new house nigga.
I'm telling you, I gotta say, you so-called Negro men are weak-spirited, man. Y'all super weak-spirited. Y'all don't want to buck up against nothing. There, get another meatball in the sauce. It's always a meatball, man. Meatball in the spaghetti, man.
And they be in that bitch too.
Hell yeah.
And they
actually believe they just like them, man.
And then the crackers get
You got
drunk and they be like, hey, it's my
But just to get back on subject about the point that Ak was bringing out. Just start at 3 and 1.
Joel chapter 3. For behold, in the days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations, and I will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people, and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations, and ported my land. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink.
Now that's going into where, you know, our people were scattered, you know, when they took us into captivity from the western parts of Africa. It's going to go into basically how the Hamites and, you know, the Ishmaelites and the so-called white man took us into captivity.
Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of the Palestine? Will ye
Right. Hamites and Ishmaelites.
Yeah, they cut me. I'm sorry, man. Motherfuckers, man. They're gonna be in a goddamn chicken, man.
Finally asserting great dignity.
Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried it into your temples, my goodly pleasant thing. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecian, that ye
So
might
have you sold onto the Grecians?
That's going into that book and the book, the Hebrews of West Africa. It's also going into that Zondervan Bible dictionary that the Negroes were not presented as a family. Basically, the so-called Africans and the so-called Arabs sold us to the so-called white man.
that ye might remove them from them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whether ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head.
So he will raise them out of the place where you have sold it. Where was we sold? Here in America. And how is the Heavenly Father raising us up? By giving us the knowledge of who we are and giving us the name and call upon him again.
And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far out, for the Lord has spoken it.
All right, so we're going to sell your children off as slaves.
That's a joyous thing.
Yep. That's a joyous occasion.
This is
Go ahead.
this is following up on that. What the Hakim said so far as us being sold into slavery by the other nations, which we were. That's why they had the United Nations now to keep us in slavery.
This is Psalms 83 and 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
And all you nations had a part in that. Cutting the children of Israel off from being a nation. The so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Latino people. That's why we have all these diverse names. All you nations kept it a secret who we really were.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That the name of Israel may be no more remembered. In other words, that we would never remember that we are the children of Israel.
For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom,
The tabernacles of Edom, the so-called white man,
and the Ishmaelites
the Ishmaelites, the so-called Arab people,
of Moab,
Moab, the so-called Chinese,
and the Hagarenes,
the Hagarenes was a tribe of the Hamites,
Og, and Ammon,
Ammon, the so-called Japanese,
and Amalek,
Amalek is the chief nation of you Edomites, the ones that's calling themselves Jews right now.
the Philistines,
Keep going.
Africans.
Yep.
with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hold open the children of Lot-Salah.
That's all you nations on the planet. Y'all had a hand in cutting off the children of Israel from our inheritance. And guess what? Y'all all going in slavery for it. That's the future of all you nations. You're not Negro, Indian, or Latino, your future is slavery. America will be destroyed. It's coming. As a matter of fact, contrary to popular belief, all this mirth that's going on is just so you don't think about the reality of your situation.
There's a media blackout going on right now.
Right.
Y'all don't know what the fuck is going on.
Esau wants you to think about a good time. That's why all these party events go on. so you don't think about the reality of your situation.
This is the pinnacle of your kingdom.
Right.
Carrying dogs on your lap.
They're about to start martial law, got over 800 concentration camps, and y'all around